Hello everyone, this is Ku. Today I'll be doing a box reveal. So this is my first attempt to basically show what Pokemon I have in my box. It's my first time doing it, so yeah, wish me luck if, hopefully it will go well. But yeah, let's get started and let's go straight into my box. Okay, so I'll start off with a berry specialist, and I'll move on to ingredient specialist, then move to skill specialist plus shinies. And I'll be mainly introducing the Pokemon that I've already raised. But if I have time, I'll also try to show you the ones that I kind of finished hunting. The ones that have good stats. So that's how this extra curricular lesson will go. I totally forgot to introduce myself. So I'm a premium pass user. I use Go++, but I don't count it as a cost because I also play Pokemon Go. And I don't really pay much, but I paid like 2 times in the past for the diamonds. So I'm like a medium to low pay to win player. So please keep that in mind and enjoy my box reveal. Right, so first of all, the very first Pokemon that I'm introducing is this Butterfree, which I caught in August 24th in 2023, so like more than a year ago, so it's like a month after the app was released. And this is the very first berry specialist Pokemon that I got with a berry finding at its first or second sub-skill. So I was like, when I caught this, I was like so excited, so I just raised it. I started raising it like right after. Now I see that this nature isn't good. Ingredient finding is increasing. It doesn't have any helping speed in its sub-skill set. In fact, it's like, all the other sub-skills are like not ideal for a berry specialist. It has like all inventories and ingredient finders. So it's like the one that only has berry finding. But still, I wanted to raise this because it was my first berry specialist. I think I was also like struggling to earn strengths even at green grass, or at Cyan back then, like a year ago, like right after the app was released. So yeah, it really saved me. And I remember it could earn like so much energy, strengths, other than compared to other Pokemon that I had. So yeah. But after I kind of I learned the system of this game, I started to kind of like stop using Butterfree. So yeah, this was my first Pokemon to go off with. Next Pokemon is Marowak, which also I caught last year in Taupe. And I named this a hero because I think this was my second Pokemon that has a berry finding S. And I was also struggling to earn strengths at Taupe. So this Pokemon really saved me. When I got this, it roused me basically. So yeah. And have another Marowak, which is this. I think I got this right after I raised the previous Marowak. This is like the one that has that only has berry finding. It doesn't have helping speed or like any helping bonus or any other advantage in its sub skill. But this was my second Pokemon that has berry finding at Taupe. So and back then I didn't really understand the importance of leveling up, the importance of level of a berry specialist. So I kind of started to raise both of the Marowak. So yeah, it wasn't very efficient way of doing. In hindsight, I should have saved this Marowak as Cubone, because we never know if if a lowland Marowak will be introduced to the game. So in that case, I have to save the base Pokemon, which is Cubone. So I think in hindsight, maybe I made a bad decision, but it also saved me in Taupe. So yeah. And the next Pokemon is my Raichu, which I'm currently using at the power plant. So I got this, I think, also last year, during Christmas Eve. Its nature isn't good. I got this as Pikachu, so its skill level is only 2. It has berry finding and also has helping speed at its 50th and 75th subskill. So that, I thought it was kind of decent, so that's why I kind of started raising it. And this Raichu is very, very helpful at the power plant. So I don't have any regret of raising it. I'm still looking for a Pichu with both berry finding S and helping bonus, but still. And next one is this Feraligatr. Basically all the berry finding specialists that I'm introducing has berry finding, basically, of course, as you all hunt for. Its nature is neutral, but it has helping speed at its 50th subskill and 100. That's an S. And what's good thing about this is it doesn't have any ingredient finder increase in its subskill, so which is good because the base ingredient finder finding frequency is pretty high, I think, for Feraligatr. So it's good that it's not increasing anymore. So that's also why it was also my first Feraligatr that I got with a berry finding. So that's why I started to raise it. Then I got this Wolverine. Oh my god, for Sphere, I was catching so many of them. I was almost hitting friendship level 40. This Wolverine was I caught as a Sphere, and it was friendship level 30 something, and I finally caught a one with berry finding. It's not that I had berry finding, it doesn't have helping speed or its nature is blah blah blah. It was my very first time having Seal with berry finding S. So I was actually screaming out. And its nature is helping speed increasing, and also has helping speed up at its 50th level. What's also good about this is that it has skill level up M at its 75th subskill, so I don't have to gamble for the subskill seed to make this skill speed up M. And it's saved me a lot at the tundra. I don't really often go there, but still, if I have to go there, it's ace. So right, next is Eradicate, which surprisingly I've leveled this up to 43. That's a lot. And it was also my first Rattata or Eradicate that has it berry finding. So, and its nature is helping speed up. Also has helping speed up as a subskill, later on, but it has it. So, and also the Wolverine that I just introduced was the only berry finding berry specialist that matches the area. So that's why as soon as I got this, I started raising it to use at the tundra. I mean, the base stat of Eradicate isn't as high, but still, because I didn't have any other Sphere or Wolverine that has berry finding, I kind of had to use it. But it's doing fine, at least. It's doing better than Raichu or any other berry specialist whose berry is not whose berry does do not match the area. So yeah, now that I've got a number of good Sphere / Wolverine already, so I may not use you in the future, but it saved me a lot in the past. Right, next one is Primeape. I think this guy is appearing in my lessons quite often when I was staying at the Lavish Lake side, because this is one of the best Pokemon that I have that can earn so much strength. Because I will introduce my Meganium later, but because of the level difference, this Primeape is the one that earns the most strength. So yeah, this guy, it's neutral nature, and it doesn't have helping speed up in its subskill, so it's not a very it's not even decent, honestly decent, very specialist. But when I went to Lapis Lakeside, I did not have any berry specialist that has a berry finding, also whose berry matches the Lapis Lakeside, grass type, fighting type, or a psychic type. I mean, the psychic type doesn't have a berry finding specialist, but I didn't have Meganium back then, so this guy really saved me a lot. I'll still use this at Lapis Lakeside. Right, this is the Meganium that I was just talking about. It's this was my first Chikorita or Meganium that I got with a berry finding, so that's why I started to raise it. Even though its nature isn't pretty ideal and its sub-skill isn't like that ideal either, but because I was like struggling so much at the Lapis Lakeside, Primeape was the only very specialist Pokemon that I had, so I started to raise. I think I caught this during a lesson in the past, so I think you can kind of see how excited I was when I got this. So yeah, this guy also saved me a lot at Lapis Lakeside. Alright, so this is probably the best Pokemon I have as a berry specialist. So of course it has a berry finding and plus helping bonus, and its nature is adamant, which is like the most ideal, probably the most ideal for a berry specialist. For Feraligatr specifically, because as I said, its base ingredient finding rate is like super high, higher than other berry finding, berry type specialists. Having this adamant is like it's a lot. It's a plus. Like it's so much of the plus. It also doesn't have an ingredient finding up as a sub skill, even in the future. So and it has helping speed later on. So this is so far the best berry specialist that I've got. So that's why I named it as like an alligator god. Okay, now it comes to Typhlosion. This is also the very first Cyndaquil or Typhlosion that I got with a berry finding. I think I remembered I caught this during the lesson as well. I think I recorded the moment that I caught this. I think so. Yeah, maybe you can also know how excited I was. And I was, if you don't have a good Cyndaquil, you must have been struggling a lot at the top. I was no exception, and this was my first Cyndaquil or Typhlosion with berry finding. So, and its nature is good, but its other sub skills aren't ideal. But only because it has berry finding, I started to raise it to stably keep earning strength at the top. And I've caught another Cyndaquil or Typhlosion, which has berry finding, also helping speed. Its nature isn't pretty good because I've already raised one, and this second one is EXP down. So I honestly didn't have like enough candies, to afford this. But because this IV is like so much better than the other one, now I'm focusing on this Typhlosion than the other one. Right, I have another Feraligatr that has berry finding, which I already raised because by its nature, its ingredient finding rate is decreasing, which is good. It also doesn't have ingredient finder and its sub skill. So all of my 3 Feraligatr do not have any increase in its for its ingredient finding rate, which is like so. I've been so lucky for Feraligatr, and it also has both helping speed. In its sub skill, it doesn't have a helping speed, helping bonus, but it's still it's speeded like super fast like a cheetah. So yeah, I kind of regret raising it. I kind of regret evolving this because now I have Suicune, so I could have used this as at the previous form, but I already raised it, so I don't have a choice. So I think I will raise all these 3 Feraligatr with Suicune in the future to maybe one day I will conquer Cyan Beach. Right, last but not least, Pikachu, which I also use at the top power plant, so you may know who this is. It's neutral nature, but it has berry finding, sleep XP, and helping speed M, which is like all I want for a Pikachu. And I haven't resolved this because my plan is to use this in a Raikou team. And hopefully I will have a good night ribbon up to 2,000 hours, in the far future, but still, so that it will surpass the stat of night Halloween Pikachu. I tried to have one, but I failed. So now I'm like focusing on raising this, or focusing on sleeping with this Pikachu, until 2,000 hours. It's almost hitting 500. So in like 80 hours, this helping frequency will rise by like 5%, I think. So yeah. From here, I will be talking about the ones that I haven't raised, but I may raise in the future because its IV is very good. So first of Caterpie, which I think I got like last year, yeah. And it has berry finding at its 50th. That's why I haven't, I didn't start raising it. But its nature is adamant and has helping speed M and S in the far future. The only thing is, the only like con about this is has ingredient finder M, which cancels the benefit of this adamant nature. But still, this is just being like the best Caterpie that I've got. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new area where the bug type berry is favored. Right, this field has a nature of helping speed up and also helping speed M at its 50th sub-skill. I kind of partially raised it, yeah, because I thought I was going to Tundra, but then I think somehow my plan was changed, so I kind of stopped raising it. But in the future, I will raise this anyway. I think if I have a plan to go to Tundra, yeah, with the one that I already raised, I may use this as well. Okay, so I have another seal with berry finding, but it also has helping bonus. I think I got this during a lesson, so if you remember, you also know how excited I was. Its nature isn't like ideal. It's helping speed is increasing. In fact, it's not increasing until the level 100, but still it has helping bonus, and this nature isn't doing anything bad for a berry specialist. So yeah, and this is my second berry specialist that has both helping bonus and berry finding. So yeah. So last but not least, this is the very last Pokemon that I'm introducing as a berry specialist. So Chikorita with berry finding and also helping speed M at its 50th level. And the nature is pretty good actually. Ingredient finding rate is decreasing and EXP is EXP up. So given the fact that I've already raised one Chikorita, it's good that I can save. Well, I got so many candies, but because I couldn't get a good Chikorita with berry finding, until this amount of candies. So yeah. Maybe in the future, if I were to go back to a Lapis Lakeside, I think I will raise this because I only have Primeape and like a mediocre Meganium. So okay, so that was it for my berry specialists. Oh, it was a lot. I've talking more than 20 minutes. Wow. Okay, so as I said, I'll split my lessons or my extracurricular lessons into 3 parts, and this is gonna be my first part. Hopefully you will continue watching my lessons until the ingredient and skill specialist. Alright, if you have any questions about my Pokemon or about like English speaking or like any other things, please ask me in the comments or follow me on Twitter and ask me directly. Alright, so thank you very much for watching until the end. I will see you next time in the next part.